So when you're discussing Alzheimer's, vascular dementia, usually you're looking at a neurological condition where this particular individual is not getting sufficient, one, blood flow to the brain. So we know it is vitally important that blood is responsible for transporting oxygen and nutrients to cells in the body. So an individual who has Alzheimer's, one of the key aspects, normally when you do things like CT scans, which is computer tomography, when you do magnetic resonance imaging, MRIs, it usually shows that those parts of the brain are actually beginning to die off as a result of insufficient blood flow, hence insufficient oxygen, insufficient nutrients to continue to fuel these cells so that, you'll be able to function properly. And, when you look at individuals who suffer from vascular dementia, because vascular dementia is basically a new diagnosis. Years ago, you used to find Alzheimer's being commonplace. What they realized in the past 15, 20 years ago, they have now discovered what is known as vascular dementia, even age-related dementia, where it's not necessarily fully Alzheimer's, but you're on that pathway where certain parts of the brain is being affected. And as a result of that, things like short-term memory, cognitive function, which is one's ability to know place and time. Because people who suffer from dementia and Alzheimer's, one of the things that they have is issues in terms of their cognitive function, that ability to have a coherent conversation. They might start off speaking about apples, and then in between the conversation, they start talking about something completely different. Their ability to differentiate place and time, as in, for example, 2022, December, now going into 2023, that type of thing. They're not able to do that because of the parts of the brains that is now damaged. Now, one of the things a lot of persons do not understand is that, contrary to popular belief, nerves in themselves can be repaired. Because we know people like myself who deal with stroke patients and do stroke therapy and these type of things, we realize that nerves, once they have not been damaged either by surgery or severe burns or something like that, can actually be rejuvenated. That, of course, now requires specific dietary considerations, changes in diets, that type of thing. So it is vitally important that the audience, really understand, what to look for, because you would find some years ago, persons who suffered from things like dementia, Alzheimer's, would have been much older persons, 70s, 80s. You actually find persons in the 30s now being diagnosed with these type of conditions. So, of course, the question arises, what is it that contributing to this particular type of situation? And that's what we're going to discuss as well. Keep in mind our clinic telephone numbers, and of course the discussion is an interactive discussion, so I'll give you the opportunity to just remind them of the WhatsApp or the telephone numbers that they could get us on if they want to get in on the conversation.
So guys, you can get into the conversation right here, Freedom 106.5, where we speak our mind, where we inform you. You can send us messages on WhatsApp 306-1065, or you can call us 627-3223-625-2257. So we are discussing dementia, and what you just said, Dr. Batson, is that it's not only affecting senior persons, it's now affecting younger persons. And I think that this is very important for us to highlight, because look, you just said that, and I was not even aware of that, and a lot of our listeners are not aware. So tell us more about that.
Yeah, definitely. You see, the thing is, now when you look at the numbers coming out of the World Health Organization, various clinical studies that they're doing now, we realize that a lot of younger persons are developing chronic and lifestyle diseases, diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular problems, even arthritis. My youngest arthritis patient is 13 years, and they had arthritis when they were 7. So you're looking at 7. Sorry.
Is it like a hereditary thing? Is it like that?
Very good question. It is partly hereditary, but it is not. You see, the thing is, lifestyle diseases. Look at the two terms, lifestyle. So if your disease is based on your lifestyle, it is not entirely a hereditary situation, because you have to take into consideration, there's a saying we have in medicine, genetic loads the gun, but lifestyle pulls the trigger. So a lot of the times, you may have a predisposition to, for example, diabetes. You may have a predisposition to cancer, but those things are very minuscule when you look at it from the grand aspect of diet, nutrition. We have to understand that a lot of the times persons don't really eat what they're supposed to eat, in the sense that they're not getting specific dietary requirements. Let me give you an example. Like, for example, cancer, which a lot of persons, if you look at statistics now, cancer diagnosis all over the world, but especially in Trinidad and Tobago, has almost quadrupled within the last 10 years. Breast cancer, prostate cancer, colorectal cancer. So when you look at that, what is causing this? Now, cancer has a significant bearing, or your immune system, has a significant bearing on cancer and most diseases. But when you look at your immune system, that comes down to your gastrointestinal system. We have 11 organ systems in the body. You have your gastrointestinal system, you have your cardiovascular system, your musculoskeletal system, central nervous system, and go on and on. The most important organ in the human body, if you ask persons that question, they'll automatically say maybe your brain, maybe your heart, or maybe your eye. But it's none of those. It is actually your colon. That's the most important organ in your body. And the most important organ system is your gastrointestinal system, which comprises your mouth straight out, small intestines, esophagus, spleen, bladder, all those things that comprise gastrointestinal. And the reason for that is that is responsible for two key things, which is the assimilation or the proper digestion of your food, and it is also responsible for the elimination of waste. So if you're not eliminating waste properly, and you're not assimilating or absorbing your food properly, because there are a lot of persons out there who would claim or who actually eat well. They may have, sufficient vegetables, their protein, their complex carbohydrates, they may exercise, they're well hydrated, they drink a lot of water, but still they're not getting out, or they're not getting the results that they want. So you're still tired, you may have problems with headaches. We have a significant issue now with a lot of young women. You're looking at young ladies 12 and 13 years with polycystic ovarian syndrome, whereas women my mother age and grandmother age, they didn't even hear about those things. Now, a lot of people would say the technology that back that time is not as advanced as now, and that may be the case. However, they were much healthier for a number of different reasons. So it just helps us to understand now that we really need to dig deep in ourselves and realize what is causing this problem. Trinidad and Tobago currently has one of the highest levels of adolescent obesity and diabetes in the world. We have a population, and 1/3 of our population is diabetic. That's craziness. You're talking about over 300,000 people already have diabetes. And then there are people walking around there who have diabetes and don't even know they have diabetes. So, we have to ask ourselves the questions, how did we get here? And most importantly, what do we need to do to change this narrative that we have now? And, even though we started off speaking about dementia, we're talking about health in general. And that is the difference with Batson and Associates, as I always tell persons, is you have to understand that you need a particular type of doctor at particular times in your life. And if you're dealing with a lifestyle issue, you're dealing with an issue like dementia, like diabetes, like even maybe lupus, which is autoimmune conditions, then we need to deal with the root cause of the problem. Where did this problem originate? Because what you're really experiencing is a symptomology or an end result of a greater problem. What is the greater problem? And that is where, we do things like our live nutritional blood cell analysis or magnetic resonance analysis, so that we're actually able to see what is known as biological terrain. Now, very quickly, before we go back to giving our office numbers and whatnot, you have to understand that when you're talking about terrain, for example, in the desert, only certain type of vegetation has the ability to grow and survive in the desert. Agreed? So it means, correct. So things like cacti and those, they have to be able to hold a large amount of water over a period of time. You can't plant lettuce in the desert and expect lettuce to survive. That environment is too harsh. It would not be able to survive. So the thing is, the human body has what is known as your biological terrain. And that terrain is what allows certain things to prosper, for want of a better expression. So the thing is, if your terrain is one that it encourages disease, you will get sick, because there are certain things that contribute to disease, just like there are certain things that contribute to well-being and feeling better and that type of thing. Hydration is one of the most important things, for example. So let me give you an example. A lot of persons will say that you're supposed to drink 8 glasses of water for the day, but that is incorrect. There's a rule for drinking water. And the rule is your body weight divided by 2 in ounces. So let's say someone who is 300 pounds, their water requirement compared to someone who's 150 or 140 pounds is completely
different.
Of course, it's completely different. And then we have to understand we live in a tropical climate. And then it also depends on your activity. So if you're someone, for example, you might run, you might cycle, you might go to the gym, you might be, let's say you're working in an air-conditioned office as compared to someone who's a mason or a laborer working in the hot sun. Obviously, his hydration is going to be different to someone who's working indoor. You understand? So a lot of people, it might appear to be simple, but it's the simple things that people do not take into consideration that have them in the issues that they're in. Because hydration is fundamental, and a lot of people do not even drink anything close to what I just mentioned there.
Well, let me add something, Dr. Batson. Let me add something, because growing up, it was always put in our heads that hey, I had to drink 8 full glasses of water.
Right.
And getting older, and I said, but how would they determine what is a glass? Because a glass for you is a different glass for me. I might drink a small glass, so like small like my hand.
Exactly.
But then you know would drink a taller glass. So how would we know what is the correct thing?
And that
is because we have been brought up in a way where things have been put in our head, and they know, even our parents or grandparents don't even know what's the reason for telling us that.
Exactly so. So that's why, things have become more, because we live in the information age now. Thank God for that. I mean, a lot of people say, well, we have too much information, so you can end up where is analysis paralysis. You have so much information, you don't know how to process. But I mean, a simple thing like that, I've been in practice 13 years now, and most persons who come to us, when they come at any one of our clinics, one of the major issues is dehydration, especially women. Dehydration. And a lot of women, because the situation with ladies in the washroom is not like a gentleman who, I mean, even if it's illegal, you pull right beside the road and do what you need to do. Women would be more thing, and they're not using public washrooms, whatever the case may be. So ladies have a tendency not to consume much water because they don't want to use public restrooms. But the problem with that now is that you create an issue where you're open to a lot of yeast infections, you're open to urinary tract infections because of not drinking sufficient amount of water because of that. And that is something, even when you look at women who have problems with polycystic ovaries, ovarian cysts, endometriosis, a lot of women, for example, even with a painful menstrual cycle, I have clients who come to us and they say, well, my cycle has been painful for 2 years, 3 years. But the thing is, women don't understand that if you have a painful menstrual cycle, something is wrong. Your body is telling, of course. There was a time I did some lectures where it was titled, Your Body Speaks to You. Are you listening? So a lot of times your body telling you, hey, something is wrong. Headaches. There are some people who suffer from headaches. If you have headaches persistently for an extended period of something is seriously wrong, not just wrong. You are walking time bomb. Your body is telling you, listen to me, something not correct here. And that is where,
let me ask you this, right? For the women and for men as well, how do you know when your body is dehydrated? How do you know? Besides feeling thirsty.
And the thing is, thirst is a 30-minute delayed reaction. So if you're thirsty 4 o'clock, you're already thirsty since 3:30. It takes half an hour for that message to me. So the thing is, look at your skin. A lot of persons, they complain of dry skin. Women would complain of falling hair. Their hair very brittle. Look at your fingernails. If your fingernails supposed to be a nice, complete color. Yes. A lot of persons, you see they have like ridges in the fingernails and that type of thing. That's not supposed to be there. A lot of persons, your scalp is also a big giveaway. So if you have dandruff, if you have things like atopic dermatitis, skin problems, a lot of acne, your body is telling you, listen, I am not hydrated. There is a product we carry at Batson and Associates called Santulan, which is a 7-channel detox. A lot of people do not know that you have 7 channels of elimination. Kidney, colon, bloodstream, liver, lymphatic system, skin, and your lungs. I'll go again. Kidney, colon, bloodstream, liver, lymphatic system, skin, and your lungs. So let's say you work in there in Freedom, and we have 7 people supposed to come to work. Operations, accounts, marketing, whatever the case may be. But only 3 come. But the 3 has to do the work of 7. You understand the problem? So that is why a lot of persons, especially with problems with the skin, you have women will go and spend a lot of money on the skin, the hair. They take keratin treatments and all these type of things because they find the hair dry, it brittle, it's not growing properly. But that is an internal problem. Remember, the body heals from inside out and not outside in. It's never the reverse. Yeah, the body heals from inside out. So a lot of the times you may have problems with your skin, your hair. So based on the question that you asked, how do you know if you're dehydrated? Dead giveaway. Diabetes. If you're a diabetic, whether it's type 1 or type 2 diabetes, you have a dehydration problem. If you have arthritis, whether it's rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, psoriatic arthritis, because you have thousands of different types of arthritis, you have a dehydration problem. And the thing is, you know, at Batson and Associates, one of the things we help persons to understand is, listen to me, we want to help persons who want to help themselves, because as adults, you need to take responsibility for what you put into your body. And that's not only internally from that particular aspect, but even mentally, psychologically, spiritually, that all those things affect the physical body. So you'd have a lot of persons, we know Carnival coming up just now, a lot of persons want to lose weight. Everybody wants to lose weight. Exactly.
Yeah, one of us said everybody wants to lose weight.
Exactly. But the thing is, you have to understand consistency and discipline will take you way better than, or way further than talent. And that's where it comes in. So, you know, feel free to give us a call or visit. We have our Christmas specials and whatnot. We know the year is coming to an end. You know, this is normally the time when people like to make the resolutions and whatnot. So you could feel free to give us a call or visit. Our head office is Chagonas. That's first floor Money Talks building in Montrose, Chagonas. That number is 222-8261. That's 222-8261. Debe is the corner of Ramsonwood Trace and the SS Erin Main Road in Debe. That telephone number is 223-7515. St. James is Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James. That number is 220-8113. Again, 220-8113. Go ahead, over to you. Yes.
I know I'm getting a call. You can call me on 627-3223, 625-2257. Let's use there. Hi, good afternoon. You're live.
Hey.
Hi, what's up? Tell me.
I don't want to test this for like dehydration. I think your urine slightly like yellowish. They know that the body I need a hydration. I don't know if that's the same test they could use now. I know sometimes studies improve. Also, it's like it's like they said to drink like 6-8 glasses of water. And how do we you parallel that to like somebody who is like 250 pounds heavy, and I am just about 150 or 140 or somebody 100 pounds heavy. So they parallel that water intake, just to drink a glass of water. Will they have a different level of intake than the person who is just who have a lighter weight or a little of it like?
All right, thank you.
Okay, great. Very good question. So as regards to the aspect with the urine, yes, that and all is a giveaway as well. There are some persons, not only that, even the scent, some people they urinate, and is ridiculous. And that normally is not only a sign of maybe dehydration, but also a sign of needing some sort of cleanse or detoxifying the body. As it relates to determining the water, as I said, it's your body weight divided by 2 in ounces. So let's say, for maths, easy maths, you weigh 160 pounds, half of 160 is 80. It means you have to drink 80 ounces of water. If you convert 80 ounces into liters, you'll get something like maybe about close to 2.8, so almost 3.5 liters of water for that particular individual. So that is what it is. How much ever you weigh, you divide it by 2, and the ounce requirement, you convert that into liters.
Into liters.
Into liters,
wow. Well, well, I think I'll have to try that next, because I was always the impression that you had to drink 8 glasses of water.
No. Because for me, I am what? I'm 6'1", 195 pounds, and I drink 5 liters of water every day. Wow. Every day. So and you see the difference, because as I said, health-wise, I remember dealing with a client recently who had a problem with migraine headache. She had migraine headaches 5 years, consistent headaches. And the thing is, when we actually started working and we did the blood analysis, one of the things we saw was a lot of fungus and candida in the blood and that type of thing. Do we have a call? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we do have a call. Hold 1 minute. Hi, good afternoon, you're live.
Is there any connection between chlorine and the other water, the chlorine water? There's some taps now, because sometimes what I'll do is like this chocolate for 2 days now. And I do say, you're chlorine there. A lot of listeners should have on that.
All right, thank you.
Okay, good. Good question again. And the thing is, chlorine is something that the government have to put in the water. At the end of the day, it is, when you look at world standards, there's a certain amount. The thing is it actually good for you? No, of course. So some sort of filtration is necessary. So I tell persons, at least have some sort of filter system set up, maybe to your tap line, your tap coming into the kitchen, or you have one of those filter mugs or something like that. You should always filter water and not drink water just like that. As it relates to that particular situation, as I said, that is where hydration is. But the majority of chlorine gets in the body via showering, people who stay in pools and those type of things. So that's something, again, you're going to have to be doing some sort of detoxing, hydrating, that type of thing. Okay.
Let's see who's there again. Hi. Good afternoon, your life.
Yeah, good afternoon.
What's up?
I'm feeling like oil, like different oil, like coconut oil, avocado oil, rapeseed oil. Because I have a doctor that specializes in that for years. He's much older than he's my doctor.
Okay, good.
And he even talk about all the Alzheimer's and so on.
Certain oils.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah, that's
certain oils that cause Alzheimer's and some of those diseases.
The thing is, what we realize. Well, the thing is, when you're looking at oils, you have to understand, not getting into the politics. I try not to. Coconut oil, was an oil that, they demonized and make us at a fuss some years ago. But coconut oil is one of the best oils. Coconut oil is medium chain fatty. It is a medium chain oil. It doesn't have a long strand rather. And as a result of that, it has a very high heating point. The problem with oils, especially vegetable oils and those type of things, is that when you heat those oils, they become denatured. So they become damaged. And as a result of that, they increase your likelihood of cardiovascular problems and that type of thing. So what an individual will want to do is, of course, lessen the fried foods that you eat. And if it is you are having fried foods, they should be prepared in particular types of oils, right? To prevent things like cardiovascular disease and that type of thing. So that's something that you could pay attention to.
All right. Hi, good afternoon, your life.
Yes, good day. Very educational program.
Thank you, sir.
I like the part where the gentleman said, doctor, dehydration.
Yeah.
Right? That dehydration has to do with your age as you grow older and when you have diabetes and the arthritis or something. And when you're dehydrated, what is the best thing besides water that you could use to help with the dehydration? Thank you. I'll be listening out there.
Thank you.
Okay, good question.
That's a really good question.
Good question. Yeah.
Because some people drink Gatorade, people drink Gatorade.
All the fanciness.
What kind of fancy things?
Well,
what can we use?
Well, the thing is, when you're looking at dehydration, anything that has electrolytes in it would be beneficial for hydrating the body, and some of those things that you mentioned there. I particularly, tell persons, because if you're in a situation like, for example, you may have gotten some serious diarrhea or something like that, and you need to hydrate. There are things that we normally give you, even if you go to the hospital, there are salts we call hydration salts, where they would normally give you to mix in water that have those type of things. So for an individual who has a serious hydration problem, then that is the way you're going to have to go, even with drips and that type of thing. Outside of that, your unadulterated water is what you should try your best. And as I gave you the measurement, your body weight divided by 2 in ounces. The thing is, if you're a diabetic, and you're a type 1 diabetic especially, because you have 5 types of diabetes. You have type 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? Type 1 and type 2 diabetics, primarily, your water intake should be much higher, simply because diabetes, we know, is high levels of glucose in your bloodstream. Glucose is not supposed to be in your bloodstream for any lengthy period of time. It's supposed to be stored in cells for your body to later on use it as energy. So the thing is, an individual sometimes ends up with diabetes because of dehydration. Because that's one of the things, one of my areas of specialization, well, the area primarily is endocrinology with a concentration with diabetics primarily. And one of the things I have found is that when we increase the water intake with diabetics, you find that their blood sugar level is going to start to give them some better readings. Now, there are other things that we're going to have to fix in there, but adding that alone helps in the situation. Okay?
All right, let's see you say hi, good afternoon, your life.
Just one more question.
Yes, sir.
Right? When you get up in the morning, right, and you get that kind of burning, uncomfortable feeling in your stomach, in your belly, is that because of dehydration or that is acidity in the stomach? Thank you.
Thank you.
The thing is, it could be a little of both, but I tell persons, before you go to bed, you should have some water. People tell you not to drink. I mean, the only persons who may have their liquids restricted, well, water restricted, are persons who are kidney patients, or if you have some sort of kidney issue and you're under directives from a doctor as regards to reduce your water intake. Generally, most people do not have that problem, so you can drink maybe about 2 8-ounce glasses of water or 1 8-ounce glass of water before you go to bed, maybe 30 minutes before you go to bed, because it does help. Because remember, when you are asleep, the main purpose of sleep is to rejuvenate neurotransmitters and neurochemicals in the brain, and that's the reason why we need sleep. So if someone is sleep deprived, for example, that's why you can't do certain things. Memory going to be affected, nerve going to be affected, that type of thing. So if you have at least 8 to 16-ounce glasses of water, 30 minutes before bedtime, or maybe an hour before, that's going to definitely help you with the quality of sleep that you have. And of course, when you get up in the morning, you know, you're able to urinate because your body's really doing some rejuvenating, some cleaning, that type of thing while you are asleep. So that's something that you need to do as well. Let me, of course, say a pleasant good afternoon to our social media. Keep in mind, we are live on our social media platforms. We are Batson and Associates Limited on Facebook. On Instagram, we are Batson and Associates TT. And on YouTube, we are Batson and Associates Trinidad. Let me say a pleasant good afternoon to Ms. Annie Grant. And there's one question that we have here on Facebook. Someone is asking, if someone's cholesterol is 217, what can you do to lower the figure? Thanks very much. That question comes from Ms. Amanda Sparks. And the thing is, when you're looking at cholesterol, you know, you have your LDL, which is your low density hypoprotein, and you have your LDL, which is your high density. And that's the healthy ones that you really need to look at. So if your cholesterol is about 217, I mean, you want to bring that down to maybe like about a 190. So you're looking at, again, hydration. There are some teas that we carry at Batson Associates which helps with that situation. There's a cholesterol tea, we have circulation. We also have a kidney tea, liver as well. Those would help in that situation. And those teas are primarily health teas where you would normally consume no milk, no sugar in the tea. Okay, so that, yeah, I know, yeah. Yeah, when you put milk and sugar in tea, it's not tea again.
Serious? Yeah. Oh, just say that now.
I'm telling you.
Let's see who's there. Hi, good afternoon, you live?
Yeah. So you're drinking milk by itself, and I don't put it in any other thing like what we call that tea.
Tea and thing. So
yeah,
are we drinking milk?
Are we drinking? That's our next program.
Take your time, fast track.
Mm-hmm.
That's no problem. That's fast track. Fast track always listens.
Always, right? That's good, man. Good afternoon, fast track.
I see someone here. I saw someone here on WhatsApp. They wanted to know about acid reflux and dehydration. Is there any correlation?
Of course, definitely. Definitely.
So tell us more about that.
Yeah, because the thing is, when you're looking at acid reflux medically is referred to as GERD, which is an acronym for gastrointestinal reflux disease. The thing is, yeah, good. So the thing is, most of the time, dehydration, a dehydrated person could end up with acid reflux. But all acid reflux is not caused by dehydration. You follow me, right?
Oh, okay.
Good.
Yeah,
so,
gotcha.
yeah. So, and that's something that when you're looking at gastrointestinal problems, there's something known as a hiatus hernia, which some people could have. And a hiatus hernia is when there's your stomach and there is your esophagus here. There's a door that's supposed to close off your stomach from your esophagus, known as the esophagus sphincter. Some people, that door doesn't close properly. It opens like this. So it remains slightly ajar, and as a result of that, stomach acid regurgitates from the stomach into the esophagus. And that is a very uncomfortable, painful situation. That could...
Because I had acid reflux, and you know what I did? I don't know if it was the correct thing, but I was told by my mom, I drank baking soda
yeah.
in water.
Yeah.
Yep. And it helps. That's the money. Yeah. Let's see who's there. Hi, good afternoon, you're live. Tell me.
Hello?
Yeah, we hear you.
Recently, I did a corruptional test in the machine, and they told me it was low. I think I don't read it. Just come up low on the machine. What I said. I'll stop it.
Nice.
Okay, great. Nice. So very quickly, well, if it is, especially as a male, your cholesterol low, you need to be careful. It means that your healthy oils as well as your liver need some addressing. Remember, cholesterol is produced in the liver. So most people who have cholesterol problems actually have a liver problem. So it's a matter of now making sure that that organ functions properly. So as I said, what you can do, you could always feel free to give us a call, because I know our time is kind of close. Those are clinic telephone numbers for Shogunas especially. Okay, good. All right. You could always get that number from us, 222-8261. That's 222-8261. And you could get the numbers for any of the offices there. So, so when you're looking at your cholesterol being low, it means liver needs to be taken into consideration. Your liver plays a very significant role in the production of cholesterol. And the healthier your liver is, obviously, the healthier your blood cholesterol level is going to be. So that is a correlation that you need to pay, very, very close attention.
So that's for drinkers.
Well, not only drinkers, you'll be surprised that there are people who do not drink. And when you come to the doctor and we examine you or we look at blood tests, there are people who do not drink that have livers that resemble alcoholics. Oh my God. Yeah. They are serious. Wow. There is something known as fatty liver. And you'll be hearing that going around a lot. A lot of people now have fatty liver, and that could be as a result of being inactive, lack of exercise, dehydration, as well as dietary considerations.
Yeah. Let's see who's there again. Hi, good afternoon. You live? Hey, what's up? Tell us.
Right? Long ago, growing up, I'm 65 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to see you drink some water by the canteen. Not so now, right? Everything is bottled water.
Bottled water.
Would you honestly tell me if bottled water is safe?
If bottled water is safe.
Yeah, the thing is, what I could do, this is what I would say. Not all bottled water is the same, and you need to basically do your research in the sense that whatever water you drink should have minerals in it. If you go somewhere, for example, and ask for mineral water, you're going to pay more money because the water has minerals in it, which will be primarily calcium, magnesium, and various other types of minerals, which are supposed to be in water. So what I will say, do your research where that is concerned. The thing is, at Batson Associates, there's a particular line of alkaline water that we carry. I'm a huge advocate of alkaline water. It's actually used as a medical device in countries like Japan, South Korea, that type of thing. So, it's very important for you to understand, the importance, as I said, of hydration and the quality of water that you're taking into your system. Very, very important.
Yeah, let's see who's there again. Hi, good afternoon, you're live.
Good afternoon.
Hi, afternoon.
Doctor, what I have found is that children forget earlier now. Before you say, old people forget.
Yeah.
But to me, I just have symptoms earlier now.
Yes.
Is that so?
Yeah. What she said, if that is bad.
If dementia stepped in there.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, earlier. That's what I'm saying. Younger people now are sicker. My youngest diabetic patient is 6 years old. And they came to me at the age of 5 on insulin. We thank God we got them off the insulin now. And we changed up the diet and certain things so they're in a better position now. So a lot of persons, my youngest stroke patient is 23. So, yeah, young. So it means that we need to really examine what is going on. And it has a lot to do with diet. Remember, a lot of people don't eat because at time, everybody rushing. You might just go pick up something here, pick up something. But, I tell persons, when you look at it, there's a saying, there's a saying we have, if you think health is expensive, try sickness. And, a lot of persons say, well, to eat healthy is expensive and to do this is expensive. But listen to me. This is something to go into your body, In the final analysis, the consequence is not going to be felt by anyone else except you. So you have to understand, listen to me. I need to take time out and, really take better care of myself. Look, something very quickly. There are a lot of functional depressed people out there, There's something known as functional depression. I was looking at TV with this gentleman who works with Ellen. And young individual,
Twitch.
Yeah, yeah, so, yeah, exactly. And, we don't know the story behind it, but a lot of people have to, in order for you to reach that stage, up here, not 100.
It's not right.
It's not right.
Because I know of a colleague of mine, she has occupational depression.
Yeah, and that is a big thing now. And a lot of people...
And she's really young.
Yeah, of course. I have a lot of young persons I deal with depression. There's a product we carry at Batson Associates called Nerve Restore. We never have enough. And that product is an adaptogen that is designed to help you, one, deal with stress, reduce anxiety and depression, and make you sleep better. It actually increases and improves the quality of sleep and your ability to fall asleep and to remain asleep. So you see, the thing is, a lot of persons from a nutritional perspective need help, but they just don't know where to turn. because, you know, you might hear, okay, they'll say, well, I'll take a vitamin, but there are other things other than vitamin, and then it depends on what your issue is. And that's why we're, as professionals now, we actually able, from the testing aspect, to be able to determine, okay, these are your deficiencies, this is what is wrong with your liver, this is what is wrong with your kidney, your circulation needs to be improved, your hydration needs to be improved, you need to remove sugar from your diet, have less sugar, you need to have more fruits, more greens, because once you make the necessary adjustments long enough, you will get the improvement that you need to get. You know, so that's something that...
Dr. Batson, let me ask you, we were speaking about how the young children are forgetting very easily. I want to say young, I put myself in that category.
Of course,
too, right?
you young, man. I young too, maybe. I just did.
Yes. No, I just die.
I just... You understand?
But let me ask you this, right? Let me ask you this. How can we improve our memory without taking any medication for it or any supplement?
Well, the thing is brain exercises. There's a saying, you know, that we have, use it or lose it. So, you know, you have like puzzles, you have word games, exercise your brain, different memory games and that type of thing. I find that's one of the best things to work on and do, and you actually find with practice, you tend to get better. The nutritional aspect is important because there are certain types of foods like nuts and grains. So things like your oats, chia seeds, flax seeds, walnuts, almond nuts. Nuts very good for your brain because of the omegas in it. Fish is also very good for your brain as well. Seeds, just
like the fish oil.
Yeah, so those, So if you don't want it like that, buy cashews or almonds or some kind of thing.
I rather eat that.
The world, Harvard did a study like about 3 years ago, and it was published in the New England Journal of Medicine. And one of the things that they show is that these, like Alzheimer's, Parkinson, vascular dementia, and these type of diseases, they are happening to people because of this dietary aspect where they do not have sufficient healthy oils in the diet. Remember, oils act as lubrication, just like for your car, is lubrication for the blood cells in the brain and blood cells throughout the body. So if there's something known as vasodilation, which is constricting of the blood, and vasoconstriction, which is closing, and vasodilation, which is opening. A lot of people, their blood vessels not able to do that because they're not pliable, and that is because of various deficiencies in the body. So, you know, that's something that you need to pay close attention to as well.
Okay. Guys, don't forget you can call us, ask us questions. You want to find out about something. Dr. Batson is here. He is willing and open to answer your questions. You can call us at 627-3223, 625-2257. You can even send me a WhatsApp on 306-1065. It's Batsons and Associates, and we were talking about dementia, we were talking about diabetes, we were talking about memory loss. And I am very shocked to hear from you, Dr. Batson, that there are young persons who have Alzheimer's, who are experiencing strokes and memory loss, and this is a worrying thing.
It is very worrisome.
At a point in time, we used to think of that as a senior person disease.
No, but it's not. We have some seniors who are way healthier than some young people, my dear. I'm telling you.
Wow.
Yeah, we have a lot of, let me say a pleasant good afternoon. Again, keep in mind, those of you who are listening to us maybe for the first time, you can like us, you can follow us on Facebook. On Facebook, we are Batson and Associates Limited. On Instagram, we are Batson and Associates TT. Let me say a pleasant good afternoon to Mr. Sean Alford, who has joined us out of Los Angeles. We have some persons listening in from New York. We have the Bahamas.
And Maryland.
Maryland as well. Keep in mind, too, we are also on YouTube as Batson and Associates Trinidad. So there's a lot of information that we have here. All our lectures are there. Information regarding our business, our offices, opening, closing hours, everything like that, right? And it's information there to help you, to help someone else. Because see, the problem is, you know, you don't want broadcast sickness, but a lot of persons need help and they just don't know. And if you know, you might be able to direct them to a place where, you know, they would be able to get some sort of assistance and that type of thing. Let me also say, keep in mind, our office in St. James, which is located as Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James. We'll have your water available from tomorrow, please God, because a lot of clients calling and that we finish that supply there. And of course, our international clients, you can feel free to give us a call on 868-314-9975. That's also a WhatsApp number that you could also WhatsApp for information as well as for your appointments. In addition to that, keep in mind our Christmas special that we're having, which is the 2-for-1 special, because I know a lot of persons, you know, next year is going to be a new year, and I don't believe in resolutions. I tell people I believe in goals. Goals, and you know your goals supposed to be smart. They teach you that in management: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and targeted. So don't just say, okay, I want to lose 100 pounds.
And then you do it.
Exactly. So it has to be realistic. It has to be targeted where you could put that. And, you know, let me say a pleasant good afternoon to all the diabetics in Trinidad and Tobago. You know, Christmas is coming up. So please know your numbers. Be careful. Watch your water intake. You know, you have more events to go to. So it's always important, vitally important to, you know, watch your numbers. Make sure you test your blood sugar, because the hospital tends to be filled Christmas and Carnival with all the diabetic and the hypertensive people.
But I have one more question before we go, Dr. Batson.
Yes.
Someone said, what is a good multivitamin to take for age 60 plus?
That is a politically correct question. So here I'm going to answer that. The thing is, when you're looking at vitamins, sometimes is not necessarily vitamin, but whole foods. And that is where, or what is known as nutrient-dense foods. And Batson Associates, we're very brand specific as regards to what we you know, I would recommend and whatnot. So I suggest you give us a call. You give us a call. Keep in mind that number for Shogunas, which is head office. That number is 222-8261. That's 222-8261. Debe is the corner of Ramsey Trace and the SS Erin Main Road. That's 223-7515. St. James is 220-8113. And Tobago is the Triangle Building in Scarborough, Tobago. That's 226-4553. As we always say at Batson and Associates, if you think health is expensive, try sickness. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. The listeners of Freedom 106.5. And young lady, I didn't get your name, but thank you so very much.
I am Carrie, but that's okay. That's okay, because I was so involved in the conversation.
Yes, thank you so very much.
You have taught me so much in this short
space of time. Yes, definitely.
And guys, this was Dr. Batson from Batson and Associates to speak about a lot of alternative and natural integrated services and programs for individuals suffering from various ailments such as diabetes, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, weight loss, and much more. Dr. Batson, thank you so much for spending these about 45 minutes with me.
Yes,
I know we started a little bit, but I was just trying to get in
to gauge. Yes. Don't worry. We groove easily.
This is the first time.
Yes, my dear.
It's okay. I can't wait to join you again to discuss more about our health.
Definitely.
Thank you so much.
You too. Take care. Be safe. Bye-bye. Yes, social media. So let me say a pleasant good afternoon to all my people. Carl Thomas is saying headaches, grogginess, off balance, dry lips, dandruff, acne, skin irritation. Ooh, you need some alkagen water. Definitely some alkagen water. Let me say pleasant good afternoon to our social media. Mr. Sean Alford, sir. Pleasant good afternoon to you. As Sean said, most people are dehydrated. I totally agree. Mr. Aaron Alexis 5359 has joined. Tish WB says, Dr. Batson, I am so appreciative of your knowledge. Thank you so very much. You're very welcome. Josie Smith on Facebook is saying, good afternoon, Dr. Batson and Associates. I thought that I missed the program today. No, my dear. And we also have a next program to go on, which is DJ Mamu Radio TT.com. So you could join us for that program. And that program is going to begin like maybe 10 past 2 till about 10 past 3. So we look forward to that. Keep in mind our Christmas special that we have, which is the 2-for-1. We would most likely be running that into the new year, I'm going to be honest. And we're also going to have our pensioner special as well. So, you know, take advantage of it. Batson Associates trying our best to try and see if we could reach out to persons, help persons, and get you the help that you need. Next year, we have some really great surprises, you know, God's willing. So we look forward to that. So keep in mind, those telephone numbers, again, 222-8261. That's 222-8261, as well as 314-9975. Remember, I'm going to be live with DJ Mamu in a bit, 10 past 2. We're going to be on DJ Mamu Radio TT.com.
Can you take one last question here before we... One last question is, Doctor, good afternoon. What causes nose bleeding?
Nose bleeding, that could be a serious problem with your blood pressure. Nose bleeding, you find people who have nosebleeds, especially severe nosebleeds, is usually an indication of pulmonary circulation, poor pulmonary circulation. So it's very important that you pay close attention to that. Maybe your water intake as well is something you might need to pay very close attention to. And, you know, but that's something we could help you with. But that is serious, though. That's serious. That's serious. That could lead to strokes, especially ischemic, hemorrhagic strokes, that type of thing. Okay? So, with that being said, as we always say at Batson and Associates, Miss Marge Hills, thank you so very much for joining us. Miss Deirdre Ann Harden, pleasant good afternoon to you. Miss Emma Modest, pleasant good afternoon to you as well. Very great voice, young lady. Well done. Yes, I believe she was talking about my co-host a while ago there.
She was an excellent host.
Yes, she was really good. Yeah.
But guys, join us back on our next session. We starting just now. So we'll see you.
Okay, guys. So take care. And as we always say at Batson Associates, if you think health is expensive, try sickness. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. That WhatsApp number is 314-9975. 314-9975. That's TGI Tiba asked that question. Take care. Bye-bye.